Welcome to PenPen's Formula 1 series with the PenPen Grand Prix car. Let's go into race number 1 for the 2024 season. Or 2025. I didn't need to add that bit, did I? Oh dear. Before we start off the season, I want to show off the car because the car was so well designed. And we are showing off the sponsors of Twitch and PenPen the VTuber, you know, just because this is obviously me driving this car, I'm running the team and everything like that. The background music is the music that I've got to start to speak. I wanted something badass, but I didn't have music in the game because of, I turned it off for copyright reasons. So you're literally listening to the music made for me. You'll find out in the About Me who made all this, and legit, look how cool the car looks. They say a good looking car is always a fast car, and you know what? I think we're going to rock on. I think we're going to be absolute badass out on the track, because look how cool that is. The white, the orange, the awesomeness. It oozes awesome at this point. So, well looking forward to starting tonight's season. As we go on to the actual garages, we end up looking at the cool ass crew that we have. We don't have Iwata in the race. I made a mistake. We actually got Duan, because we had an issue with the save, but look at the cool we look. There's us on the desk, vibing, enjoying our super comfy seat.
As the sun goes down, the speeds go up. It's almost time to get underway for this shootout for the fastest time and the best possible grid position for tomorrow's race. Let's get on with it. It's qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
So here we are in the garage. You can see our cool, very good looking helmet, as we are going for a 1 lap shootout. So I set the settings to be 1 lap, so you don't have to worry about a full session. We can literally just go out, do a lap, get comfortable with the track and just go for it and hope for the best. As you see, we're in first until we get into the braking zone, and we're still in first, but as soon as we come out the corner, I messed up so much. You can see the clerk running away, so you can see the ghost assistant in the distance, and we're chasing after that, and we're just losing time. We was actually last coming out the first corner. We only just get into 21st afterwards. And we come into this section. This section I hated. I just couldn't get to grips with it. And this is after a good couple of laps of practicing. And you can see we're just leaving so much time on the table and running over every curb possible, which is a lot slower, and just didn't feel... I wasn't feeling great. And you can see the battery was so low as well, and sliding the car around that corner. We did get up to 19th, so we aren't last, but you can see how hard I'm pushing. Obviously, this is not the sort of game I usually play on stream. This is something I'm still getting used to. We're up into P20th. Max Verstappen now leading in the one-shot qualifying. As they come up the hill, we're chasing after them, trying to charge that battery as quick as possible. I'd used way too much battery in the first sector, and that's just due to me reacting, panicking over, oh my goodness, how are we going to catch up? Why I'm so slow out of turn 1. At the moment, you can see we're in 20th, and we're still pushing hard. We're trying to save that battery for the last. Absolutely cutting the corner there. There's no shade. Yeah, we cut the corner. We cut the corner. DRS zone. DRS open, and we end up absolutely 21st. 21st. What a position, man. Oh, no. Oh, no.
With qualifying complete,
not great for our first ever session.
For the Grand Prix tomorrow,
21st.
So, sure you join us there.
So Max Verstappen in pole, Lando Norris in second, Charles Leclerc in third, and you scroll all the way down and you get to see me and Jack doing. Oh. I can't believe that. 21st, we absolutely sucked out there. I ain't gonna lie. Oh my god, I think I'm a bit of like a chew. Oh no. Oh, be professional, be professional, be professional. Serious career, seriously, serious career. Yes, we are waiting for upgrades on the car, and it will totally work out fine. It will be okay. I hope. I can't believe that. Freaking 21st, man. As we go and start the actual race itself, you can see us starting 21st. Lights out and away we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys, as they say in NASCAR. As it is to run up to the line, to the first corner. You can see I made a bad start, and I just I made the absolute godsend. You can see we went 4-5 wide into the first corner. We're still 3 wide coming out of it. I'm trying to give the space, but we needed to make that move because we ended up getting to 14th place, fighting with Esteban Ocon. And look, we're already spicy racing, trying to get up into the second corner. Making that dive around the outside and actually nearly clipping the wing. And we actually made the corner. And we actually made the move. We are now in 13th spot. We have made up, 8 positions in the first couple of corners. Very much. Oh, and we get lock up in front. Danny Ricciardo locking up. And we weren't going to go for that move against Scholl, but we seem to have the better tyres at the moment. We just seem to have the grip early on. So, obviously, a good warm-up lap. And as you can see, we are absolutely fighting in P12, which is much higher than we expected compared to that starting position. First of all, Jack Doohan up into 19th now. So, even they've gained times, gained some positions. So, as we come down the straight, you can see I'm eyeing up Danny Ricciardo. So we are in the dirty air. We are chasing after him. You can see the red flashing light. That's me charging that battery. I'm waiting for the straights. I'm waiting for the straights to use that overtake.
Okay,
you can see
fine.
I have the battery on none. So it isn't going to be using the battery at all until I do the overtake. And you can see the absolute... Around the outside of Ricciardo, we give him the space. We give him the space. We run a little bit wide, but we made the move. And it was a desperate move to make it happen. As you can see, down... across the straight now. DRS is now activated. You can see it over here, my engineer in the background, as we are chasing after next up Sergio Perez. And we're only in the second lap, and you can see I'm taking some funky lines. We're not perfect. I'm still working out how to play this game again. I've done a lot of practice, but here we go into the next corner now. You can see DRS is open. That's what's kept us up, and I wasn't going to go for this move. And you can see I'm not even clear the car, but I get the run around the outside. You can see we dive around the outside, and we actually make massive collision with Perez. And we go and watch the replay, and you can see, ready, side by side, and I'll just swing across him as if he wasn't there. And I will put my hands up. That was a stupid move by me. I didn't get damage. Sergio Perez did, and that was going to hinder him throughout the whole race because, ouch. I do feel a bit of a meanie for that, but motor racing is a very selfish sport. You race for one, and but it's a non-contact sport, so don't do it. Don't use my racing skills as a good judgment of how we should be racing. So, but it's us into P10. That's our first points. Could we get points? It's the first race of the season. I hope so. I flipping hope so, because what a way to start the season. At the moment, we're the worst car on the grid, so it's pure desperation, me getting into any points or any position so far. And we are eyeing up Pierre Gasly and Fernando Alonso. I do not think we can get higher. At the moment, you're looking at the top teams.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
You've got the Mercedes, you've got the Ferrari, you've got the Red Bull, you've got the McLaren. We're not knocking on their door just yet. So, as we are trying to slowly gain that gap back to Perez and Fernando Alonso and Gasly, and you can see we have caught back up to him. We are using DRS now. DRS is activated. We are not catching. We haven't seemed to got that same straight line speed, but in the braking, flipping, we weren't meant to go for that. We do indeed. They were fighting so hard with each other. We're now side by side with Fernando Alonso as we go through. I do give him space compared to what I gave Perez. I didn't make contact this time, and that's us into P8 already. And whoa. Well, first couple 3 laps, I came in hot. That will cost me on the tyres, though, as Alonso's looking to try and go around the outside and get back at us. We do leave him just enough room, but not enough to really make a worthy attempt to overtake. So we're using the battery now. You can see Fernando's just about to catch us with the DRS. We give him room. He's thinking about it. Side by side. We go a little bit wide, and we are just ahead still, ever so slightly. Not by much. And you can see that the fight is on as we are leading this second pack of cars. The second pack of cars just behind us. We're leading that second group. And you can see Alonso taking us down on the straight. I let him go. I go, you know what? We're not going to fight it. We're not going to go hard fighting because, you know what? I can get the DRS. So DRS activates when you're 1 second behind the car in front on certain sections of the track, and we've got the DRS activated. We're using the battery boost, and we're side by side as we go down to turn 1 again. And this was going to be the theme of the race because, this is where the fight began and where we was going to continue. It's now we're still fighting with Alonso. Jack Doohan, he's actually into 18th now. I am keeping an eye on where Jack Doohan is because it's interesting to see where we do compared to our teammate. Alonso making a half-assed move, didn't quite fully doing it. I made a weird line there, and I was just really focused and looking back at Alonso, trying to protect that position, trying to make sure I'd covered off Alonso for any overtake or attempt that I tried to make. And as you can see, we're still there. I was fighting through the tyres, and you can see in the first 4 laps, 26% on the left rear, and you can see that, and that's where I end up running wide. You can see like I was maybe high up. I was very high up in the positions, but my goodness me, I was struggling. I'd burnt through the tyres so quickly, and that's just by these lunges and aggression I had in the early spot of this race. And you know, we are now trying to work out where we are.
3.1 seconds.
But we was going to get another position because look at that. To the right, you will see George Russell, engine blow up and smoke across the track as we just blast past, put through the yellow flags and into P7. So here we go.
Like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car.
You can hear the engineer in the background and they're talking. I'm ignoring, gone, yeah, cool. I saw the car, I saw the smoke, and that gave us extra points. So we just earned another position, and we didn't even have to try. We didn't even have to make the aggressive overtakes or anything like that. And you know what? We'll take those. We'll take those 3 victories at this point, and that puts Jack Doohan into 17th, as you can see on the pillar on the right. And now we're just considering, can we chase the Ferrari? No. Carlos Sainz, I don't think we can. We haven't got the pace for that. Instead, we got to focus on Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly behind. You know, because look at that. Alonso's right on that bump, and they tried to go around the outside. They're actually making the move around the outside. You can see I have to give him space. I can't take him on around the outside there. And I'm taking these more wider lines, which, you know, wasn't probably smart at all. But you can see it with bumper to bumper or wing to wing. I know these cars ain't got bumpers. I'm a touring car guy. I'm sorry. But you can see, Gasly got a bit loose. I didn't notice that before. But you can see my eyes are locked in on Fernando Alonso in front, and that's the focus. You can see the lasers coming to my eyes, focusing on that rear end of the Aston Martin as we're just there, getting as near as we can and just trying to get those points. And, you know, it's a matter of... You saw the wiggle there. You can see the tyres aren't liking me. I'm not liking these tyres anymore. We are trying, but it's that aggression, that trying to keep up with Alonso. I think that's the focus. It's having to try and make sure that we keep up and keep with him. We do make the lunge. It was an almighty lunge there.
Nice overtake.
But we do get the DRS still because we were 1 second behind. And watch us fly. I think it's more of a attack just for why not rather than anything. You only live one attitude. As you know, we was looking earlier at what pit stop our pit stop window was, which is actually lap 9. But you can see behind, they're 3 wide in the background. We're gaining massive time because they're fighting so aggressively. Alonso, Perez, Gasly fighting so hard for P8. That opens the door for us to kind of gain a little bit of a gap and a bit of breathing room. That's if I don't mess it up. As you can see, I was winning a little bit wide, and you're going to see that a lot. I class it a skill issue more so than the car. I think the skill issue was really showing in this race massively, just for me trying to learn the game, get used to this all, and bits like that. But you can see the gaps growing at the moment. We have a huge gap. But spoiler alert, that gap was going to close so quickly. As you can see, skidding around that corner, my car was not super stable. But you know, now you can see the gap to me and Sainz was much bigger than the gap between me and Perez. Perez in that Red Bull was much lower than they probably should have been. With Max Verstappen leading in that Red Bull, we was going to be up for a fight. He's going to be up for a fight. As we come back onto the straight now. Do we run a bit wide? No, it seems okay. It seems okay. Once again, I'm not here for being awesome. I'm here for the entertainment, to keep you all entertained and enjoy, because I found this super fun of a race to do. But once again, we still had so many laps till the pit stop.
We're approaching the pit window now.
We are getting there slowly. Repeat lap 7 of 9. The rear tyre, 48% of its life. So now we're starting to get into where I was going to struggle more. And it's 1.9 seconds between us and Alonso. And we're just trying to hold it out till then. We're just trying to hold it out to them. I do feel like maybe you'll see later on that I should have probably pitted a bit earlier. Because look, you can see I'm missing apexes as if I'm missing a salad. Oh, you see that wiggle, you can see my lines were absolutely horrible as we do make a massive slide out of that corner, and sliding again. You can see I'm not enjoying that car, and what was a 1.9 second gap turns into 1.6. I'm 1.5. I'm surprised, and look, you still see we're making these stupid mistakes, and it's not good. You can tell how bad it's going at the moment, and you can see we're not enjoying it at all. We're not enjoying this moment of the race at all. We just wanted to push and push hard, and it wasn't working. That's not what we were meant to do in this race. We was meant to hold back, stay in position, and just battle through the race, and it could have made the race easier. But we still kept that gap. We still kept that gap of 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 to Alonso. So imagine the gap. Like, even though we were making huge mistakes, I feel like we were fast enough just to keep where we was. So we was matching the pace at least, and that was like a big W right there, because if we wasn't, we'd be falling like a brick at this point. As you can see, 1.8 seconds now. So we still had to get. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why.
Okay,
I think I was thinking about taking that earlier stop already. I thought, you know what? I better keep on strategy. Better keep to the plan, because everything should be working out our way. But you can see it was real temptation to say the least. But I hadn't told our, engineer. You can see it, I'm thinking through.
Okay,
I just want to see where the teammate was at this point.
9.8 seconds.
I don't want to see what the teammate was doing. 9.8 seconds in front. There was 17th. That's a good one.
1 minute 36.9.
So now you can see. I gave that a little boost as we took out the code. We just took out Van Co. I didn't want to know where their coil was, and you can see we've gone wide again. I think I was starting to get the percentage of the tyre wear into my head. At 60%, I was probably getting a bit wide, but you can see the gaps now. Less than a second to Fernando Alonso, and I think that's probably what's playing through my head. But watch this drift as we're coming. Drifting is slower, and look how cool it is! But look how slow it was at the same time. That was not smart. That was not smart. And you can see that's probably where the tyre wear was really kicking in. And you can see I'm just absolutely fighting the car to try and keep it straight at this point. Like, we just wanted to make sure we got to that pit stop window. And once we get onto the fresh hards, I think it was, then we're going to be happy. I couldn't remember we set it to hards or mediums, but I think it was the hard tyres. And you know what? Smart move. Means I could push towards the end of the race. But you can see Alonso, within a second now, they're going to get DRS. They're going to DRS. But are we going to see anyone pit? Are they going to pit that early? No. We do get some cars behind. We do get drivers like Ocon pitting, but we don't get Pierre Gasly, who's just behind us.
1 second.
Because he's still drifting around, taking his funky lines, because I'm just using the rear end to steer at this point. I feel like I'm, drifting. I feel like I'm doing a bit of a rallycross at this point, because I just didn't know what I was doing. I just did not know what I was doing at this point. As you can see, Fernando hunted us down bit by bit, and it was going to be an interesting race, because look, they're still hunting us down, They're looking, they're eyeing us up. Once again, we're in a position where we're not meant to be at this point. I feel like I got so lucky at the start and just was so aggressive. And you can see Alonso eyeing us up again. I will be turning up the difficulty a little bit more for the next race to make it seem a bit more real. But, as you can see, Alonso and Gasly, they'd caught up what was a 2-second gap, essentially, to now in DRS zone. Super easy. And you can see Alonso is eyeing it up, but really, this is all pointless. This is all pointless, because this is the lap we go into the pits. This is the lap we go into the pits. So Perez has pitted. That is one of the standouts. And that's probably roughly where we're going to be, is around the Danny Ricciardo Perez area.
Okay,
so we're probably going to get the traffic, I'd say. But you can see Alonso eyeing us up at the moment. I do defend, but there's no real need to actually properly defend. We just kind of keep him in our review mirror. We kind of see what he's up to and where he's at. And as you can see, we go a bit wide, and we just take it into the pit stop. We take it into the pit stop. You can see bumper to bumper. Oh, look how near Gasly is to go into the back end of Fernando Alonso. But looking at how gorgeous the car is, at 75% of tyre wear. Like, ouch! That left rear was having a bad time. And you can see, I'm just watching back. I'm just watching back. See, can we get in front of Alonso? Can we get in front of Alonso? Can we get in front of Alonso? And that was all that's playing from my mind. And now, we just need to see who's going to blast past us. As you can see, we come back out. And you can see it's Perez and Ricciardo. But we do get in front. And we don't get the issues. But, now we have to look back a bit. As you can see, we're going to see Lance Stroll blow up an engine. and pull off and retire for the race. And they was going to be in this fight. They was actually on the hot tyres and was going to catch back up to us because, well, it was in that little bubble again. So looking forward to the Haas cars wasn't pitted yet, so they was going long on the strategy. They started on the hard tyres, which is why we saw them fall back early on. But Daniel Ricciardo had a 10-second penalty, and they was pretty much holding up Perez at this point because, well, Perez was right there with us. And once again, Daniel Ricciardo with that 10-second penalty, they're going to drop. By the end of the race, that 10 seconds, it's going to hit them hard. Don't know what they got it for. Don't know what they got it for, but you know what? It's going to harm them big time as we do go wide. Massively at this corner. I blame the cold tyres, but I think anyone knows anything about racing will go, Pen, that's a skill issue. That's just a big skill issue upon your part. Stop making excuses. And I totally agree with him. I totally agree with him at this point. As you can see, we are still within a second of Daniel Ricciardo, and I'm just trying to get through it, get through the race, bit by bit. And, we did gain a gap. We was 1.3 seconds in front of Ricciardo. We was not in DRS zone. We had just broken DRS. So that was really what the game was, is trying to match that gap, trying to keep out the DRS zone, because the focus is, the DRS is so powerful around a track like this because of how long the straights are, that we need to make sure we kept ourselves clean. But we go through this corner, and you can see I just missed the whole corner. I went straight. It's right-hander, and I just went straight. I thought, you know what? I don't need to turn. But I love this camera view. This camera view is so hot cool, right? But that gave a huge, huge chance for Daniel Ricciardo to catch back up. But just me going wide everywhere. It was bad. Like, I really need to sort out my choices then of how my racing style was. And unfortunately, I really want to see what went on behind. Because, look, now we got Daniel Ricciardo, Sergio Perez, and Fernando Alonso, and then you get 2 Alpines of Gasly and Ocon just behind her. Jack Doohan, P18, so they bubbled around that sort of range of position. As you can see, we're still in the points. We're still in the points. Once those Haas cars pit of Hulkenberg and Magnussen, once they pit, we're going to be getting some juicy points from this. And I think the marshals have been hating me at this point for the amount of cones I hit, because you can still be seeing that camera angle, just this cone that I've just hit, go whee! As you can see, we are very aggressive in playing that fine line of cutting the corner or not. But as you can see, I still thought Ricciardo was within second. And that's why I came offline, to try not to give him the draft. Last thing I wanted was for him to get that nearer to me too quickly. So really, this race wasn't battling as hard, because I'd done this race prior and we battled hard. But unfortunately, the footage got destroyed. But now you can see Ricciardo's really caught up very quickly. Look at the speed they had on the straight. We thought, okay, you know what? We're going to try and outbrake him and try and go faster around the corner. But Ricciardo found the space, pushed the space, and it worked. I pretty much gave him the corner. I just went, you know what, mate? You win. You lead. I ain't going to fight. And then I tried to take him around the outside of this corner, which no way that would have worked. No way in heck that would have worked, because that was a stupid move. But you know what? It paid off, and look, it put Ricciardo into a weird position where they actually went wide around that corner. I didn't push him off. I didn't touch him. But that camera angle, you can see, they just went, nah, I'm not turning. They went straight around this left-hand corner. But they were still in P9. And you can see, we was up to a fight. This whole race was going to be a race of defence rather than offence. We weren't going to be attacking for positions higher up. We were just going to be defending what would be P7, I feel like. Once Hulkenberg pits, we're going to be right where Hulkenberg is. So, really good points for the first race. And once again, you can see Sergio Perez now is a car behind us within a second. Once again, within that second, that 1 second activates DRS. Good draft, and I'm just saving my battery. Each lap, saving my battery for those straights, because I did not have the straight line pace that any of these other cars had. And you can feel that, and I don't know why. I have DRS, have the ERS, and I was struggling to make the passes on the straights each and every time. And I'd pretty much have to use 100% battery to try and get the position. But here you go, Perez, who I'd go and slightly say cut up and nearly took out the race. But you know what? I was kind and went, you know what, I'll give you the position because I went so wide. I just chose not to brake at that point. And you can see how much time I lost. I lost so much time to Sergio Perez. Look, they're right on my bumper now. They're right on my rear wing. They're right there. They could now go for that position. If they made a bold enough dive, they could probably put me in a compromising position where they would get that. They would get that corner. They would get that position. So, as you see, we are now fighting what is for P7 and trying our best to catch up. Not catch up, but try and keep ahead. But at the moment, we're on lap 13 of 20. So we are knocking those laps away so quickly. We're just lap by lap, knocking it down bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. And you can see Perez is right there within half a second. Then Ricciardo, 1 second behind them. It seems like we're having this DRS train situation nearly. But I was worried as soon as we start fighting Perez that Alonso, Gasly, Ocon was all going to come in and join the fight. But what more could I do? Well, there was nothing more I could do except go, you know what, we've got to try. We've got to try and bring the fight to Perez, even though we probably don't stand a chance. And we do! Look at the, oh my god, the lunge. There was not the room there. But we made it happen. As we do go back into P7. Was it a smart move? Did we get DRS? Well, none of us got DRS. That's what confused me. Like, it didn't look like any of us had DRS, or Prix had it, but didn't have the strong DRS effect. As we went line astern into the next corner, no issues. I actually made the corner this time. I think Prix probably thought, Pez probably going to go really wide, but it didn't happen. As we go, a little wide, massively wide. Okay, massively wide on the exit. Once again, losing this time bit by bit. Like, this was not the perfect race. This was not, in my opinion, me showcasing my pro gamer skills or pro race driver skills perfectly. But you know what? We're fight strong, and minus the accident earlier with Perez, we was keeping it clean. We was keeping it semi-clean. So that's a win. I wasn't too worried about tyres either. We'd already made half the race on the softs. So I felt like we was in a fantastic position to keep P7 and keep these tyres till the end of the race, even if we was gone wide at every corner, connecting every bit of dirt. Once again, I love looking at this car. This car is gorgeous. I love how amazing it looks. It's it turned out brilliantly, so well in the game, and I'm just in awe of it. I'm just in absolute awe. And you know what?
We've lost a position.
I think Perez doesn't like it because they don't keep looking at my rear wing, and we go, ooh, in the braking zone. We chose to go on the inside, and then now we're going around the outside. I don't know what went through my brain then, but I know that was tight. That could have destroyed our front wing and could have destroyed the whole race. As Perez was blocking it. Oh my goodness, he does it again. I don't know what I was doing. I just really wanted to take up Perez at this point. I have no idea why. Because we just missed the brakes. And you can see, I didn't mean to do that. That was literally just hoping and praying. As now you can see Pierre Gasly coming up behind us. And we are now gone from P7 to P9. Losing 2 positions just by these silly moves. Late braking. Trying to make these moves that weren't on. That turn 1 and turn 3 or 4, whatever it was. Yeah, I messed up. That was on me. That was me being stupid. So I had to get my head together. Go, you know what, Pen? How about you start actually taking the race seriously? How about you stop crashing, and start actually racing as the F1 driver you wish you could be? As you can see, we're now catching up to Alonso and Perez. We are right onto their bumper again. So you can see the gap that was formed had dropped dramatically, but once again, DRS zone, we're right onto their bumpers. We are pushing Alonso for that corner. You know what, dangerous, but you know what, it was worth it. And you can see we now have the DRS. Alonso now overtakes Perez, and we go back around the outside, doing exactly what we did at the same time, except a bit earlier and not in the braking zone. As Alonso is now side by side with us, we give him the room. Can we overtake Alonso? Yes, we can. We had the inside and really bullied him around, to be fair. The move had to be made because, look, Alonso's now back on us. He's round the outside. You can see with tyre-to-tyre contact through this corner. I was not going to give out this position at all easy. As Alonso just walks past, better exit, and we are right onto the rear wing of him again. We just wanted to make this move. But you know what, we didn't have the opportunity into the next corner, so we had to keep behind for another couple of corners and just focus on seeing if we could get this position back. As you can see now, Gasly joining the fight. So Perez has been overtaken by Gasly. So behind us was Gasly, Perez, Ricardo, and you can see there's a small pack. As you can see, I outbraked myself the tiniest bit, and you know what? We just kissed our nose onto the rear wing, reminding Alonso we are there. Yeah, a bit of touring car Toka magic, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we need a touring car game. We need a touring car game. But here we go. As we aren't focused on keeping it on, we want to keep it at DRS, so we weren't focused on the Yankee overtake yet. We was focused on making it into turn 1 with the assistance of the DRS and the battery. And you can see I'm just burning through that battery best I can. As the DRS comes in, we only have 5% left of the battery. Will we make the move? Alonso blocks the inside, and we took the inside. We thought, okay, you want to give us the you don't want to give me the inside? We're grabbing it. We're grabbing it best we can, as it does work as well. So eyeing us up for the overtake again. I feel like they're going to try and catch back up and overtake again, but instead it was Gasly. And also was blocked in, and Gasly came out of nowhere to go, okay, you two are fighting? Let's go and take us on. As of now, Gasly in P7, PenPen in P8, and Alonso in P9. And you can see I was right up Gasly's bum, and I feel like, oh, no, that was not the move we wanted to do. That was just unexpected to see Gasly breaking a lot sooner than I was planning to, and I just made a avoiding action at that point, and that really was not smart and very dangerous. It could have ruined the position. It could have ruined the whole race for me, I'm not going to lie. And it was a lot of sketchy moments like that I've got to stop doing, because, oh my goodness, I freaked. So, I'm now in position 7. I'm now in front of Gasly, now in front of Alonso. I really wanted to hope to see if they fight again. Was they? Probably not. I think now I was in a situation where I was getting tired. I was getting exhausted. I was out for the count mentally, and I think Alonso and Gasly was going to be the two that's going to bring me in a position where we could lose a lot of the points that we gained. So the fight was on. Daniel Ricciardo in 10th there. With that 10-second penalty, they were going to drop down massively. As you can see, both cars, you got. Oh no, it's only Gasly. Gasly using DRS and ERS and overtook nicely, but Alonso didn't. Don't know why Alonso didn't, but we're side by side with Gasly. As you can see, we do go side by side for the next couple of corners, and you can see it's bumped wheel to wheel. They just, we haven't even made contact. We're kissing each other. It's, oh, I block off Alonso. We go around the outside, and thankfully last for another day.
So all of our time
And
data is
yeah,
currently
Alonso even
reading
gets past
0.
Gasly, so now
Assuming they
Gasly
still
lost that
look
massive
inflated
from
to
that,
you,
and I
we're
think
gonna
it's just
guess
them
it's just a
backing
bad
out.
sensor.
But
Shouldn't
you know
be
what,
anything
we
to
go
worry
wide,
about.
we lose
Okay,
a massive
gap to
amount of
the
time
car
for
in
that,
front,
and Alonso now next in line to try and
15.5
overtake me,
seconds.
and we was just holding up such a large amount of cars. I feel like we've gone to try our best to try and keep up pace, but you can see 15 seconds away from Carlos Sainz, the car in front. So all this fighting was just losing us such large amounts of time. We was not going to catch P6. Instead, we just had a hope. We just had to fight. We just had to keep Alonso and Gasly behind us to keep P7. And what would be a huge amount of points. Like, what a huge amount of points to have in round 1 of the championship. You know, and as we start to grow, build on the game, work out what we're doing, as you see, Alonso still eyeing us up for the overtake, and yeah, we're doing it, we're getting there. As you can see, Alonso still eyeing us up, and we end up looking behind us, just thinking, okay,
Gap to your teammate behind.
is Alonso going to overtake? Is Alonso going to
16.3
overtake? Is Alonso going to
seconds.
overtake? He does! We blocked off the inside. We made sure there's no chance of getting the inside. We do get back of him in the braking zone, but you know what? We just was not fast enough. And we do the switcheroo. Kind of half cut the... Okay, we did cut the corner. I'm not going to lie. This game was very kind to me about the track limits. And we got to the other side of Alonso. But Alonso had the inside. But we still held it around the outside. We made the corner, made the move around the outside. And now we're back in front of Fernando. As we go into lap 19. And next lap, the final lap. So it was the penultimate lap at this point. And at this point, the race has gone so quickly. Like, I was very surprised. You know, these races lasting about half an hour, as we are looking, Alonso making a move there, and I did notice that, and they gave me a little nudge, but the move wasn't on at that point. It was like but I did take a funky line. No hate, no issues at all. No damage, so we carried on as per usual, no issue. As now, we are just keeping an eye on this, and you can probably see that I'm taking some bad lines, and it's more of a defensive thing, even though the pace I'm making these defenses, the move wasn't on, so we was literally just panicking at this point, and it is a panic as we do get the final lap board after this corner. As you can see, we have got a queue of cars lined up behind us. Perez, Ocon, Ricardo, just there in the same shot. Along with down to Tsunoda actually, as we are now on the last lap. And this is where things got very heated very quickly. As you can see, Fernando is about to make the move. I'm getting a bit grumpy at this point. I'm like, you know what? I want this position. If we do make a nudge, and I think I don't know if it was on or not, but at this point, I can see the fuel was starting to go. We was 0.001 of fuel. I take on Alonso. I totally didn't realise Gasly. We're 3 wide at this corner, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous, and 0.02 fuel. And then I felt like Gasly hit her. I then hit Gasly. I then get hit by Gasly again, almighty hits, and I retaliate by going, I'm not braking until I hit your wheel.
Okay,
and it was super aggressive there.
Risky. We could have received a penalty.
That was 2 warnings in what, 2 corners? And Gasly's still fighting us so hard as I'm thinking, I need to save the fuel. I need to save the fuel at this point. Ricardo out of nowhere coming down into 9th place behind us, but the aggression into those corners was insane. As we are looking into next corner, Ricardo looking half making to make the move, and I'm there just like, I don't know if I can make it on the fuel. You can see that I was pretty much lifting, coasting so much around some of these corners. 0.001 of fuel, and it's I was still using overtake and just lifting, coasting. I wanted to keep within that 1 second. If I could keep in that 1 second, we had half a chance with Gasly, with the DRS and the braking zone. But you can see we're right behind them, 0.2 of a second. They get a better exit. We put our foot down, EUS, DRS, and we're side by side across the line. But we're not able to get our 7th place because Gasly just had it, and we just did not have the fuel at the end there. But P8 and driver of the day. What a way to end that race. Like, damn. So there was your winner. Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, top 6. But then we get the fight, which was on Pierre Gasly, PenPen, Fernando, Perez, and Ocon. Like, that was intense. Where was our teammate, though? Our teammate was down in P20. So pretty much the last of the cars that actually made it to the finish, as we will go and check out the standings as well, as we end up P8 in standings with 4 points. Very respectable. And also P6 in the Constructors' Championship. So I think we're all very surprised by P7. It was a fantastic race start the race, and then really just having to fight and keep up with the rest, and any threats that came along, with the tyre wear early on before the first pit stop, where the tyre wear was affecting the car dramatically. That was a major issue, and I was very surprised. I kind of wish we took a lap earlier on the pit stop. I think we could have gained massively from there, but that's just me being petty. At the end of the day, for what is the worst car on the grid at the moment, I'm pretty chuffed that we're able to go through and get into the better rest position, basically. So P7, I'm very proud of that. Very, very proud of that. I also, right at the end there as well, we got so aggressive, like really aggressive wheel banging with Gasly, and it's just like this is all while on the last lap I realised I had like 0.01 laps of fuel left, and I wanted to make sure we had the fuel to get to the end, because the last thing I wanted was a Titanic race like that to then end with the situation where we would go, okay, I've ran out of fuel. What am I meant to do? So we ended up side by side at the end there, and that was like insane awesomeness. So I'm really chuffed at the end of that race, and I can't wait for the next race in Saudi Arabia. So that'll be a fun race. I'm looking forward to it, and it should be another great race. I don't expect us to be in a situation like that where every race will be fighting for the top, points. But as the car grows, it will become a lot more common. And I feel like we got a good place of where the car is and where we're looking to go. I think we're going to be a lot higher enough what it would be. I think I definitely underestimated a lot to do with this. So yeah, what a win! What a victory in my book that race was.